Hi, my name is Saif and I'm an English instructor at CCC. And today in this video, we're going to go through a lot of points that most of language learners might come across while learning English. And the first point is, how can we start? How can we make a certain progress in English? Because most learners spend a lot of time working on their English and they end up getting bored. So how can we maintain this learning process and how can we work on ourselves to be fluent speakers? We have to consider two fundamental points before we start on this learning journey. And the very first one is, you need to have a target behind the language. So if you're learning, for example, English or German or French or whatsoever, you need to define your target. Why do I learn English? Do you have a target? For example, you can learn English to work abroad or to travel to the United States of America or any English-speaking country. You could be willing to be a teacher. So you need to have a target to make this learning process sustain as much as possible. And the next point is, there are several curriculums and they are at some point alike or similar. You need to find your favorite part of this curriculum, because we might not like all the curriculum, but there's a favorite part that makes us like the language. So you need to find this part and you need to work on this part to make you fluent, because language is all about sustainability. If you learn English every day, and I mean if you dedicate a part of your day, like for example 1 hour every day, you're going to end up like in few months a fluent speaker. And I think 1 hour is not too hard to accumulate. The next point is, should I master a certain accent or not? I mean, should I master the American accent or the British accent? And there's a recurring debate at this point particularly, and we keep on discussing like which accent is more common and should I learn the American accent or the British accent? But in the end, from my perspective, I think that you must first be fluent in master English, okay? And then after this, you can look if you have extra time and if you have extra effort, you can spend this effort on the accent. So first you need to speak properly and correctly, and then after this you can look for the accent. And I think that the accent from my perspective is not important at all. And if you're applying for a job in a multinational company, they will not look for your accent. They will care about like you being fluent and being able to communicate in English. The third point is, if you're willing to work more on your accent, if you want to better your pronunciation, how can you make this work out? There are 3 typical steps that you need to follow if you're willing to work more on your accent. Go and open a video for an English-speaking person and listen carefully to this video. The first step is pause the video. And then next, imitate the speaker. Just try to speak like him. And if you can record, it's going to be great. And number 3 is exaggerate. Just go crazy as much as possible. Just try to mimic everything, like the hand gestures and the intonation and everything. And this way you're gonna have a huge progress, like you're gonna witness this in your accent. But keep in mind, you need to listen to yourself while you're speaking English. This is very important to work a little bit more on your defects. The fourth point is, which one do you prefer? The online courses or the offline courses? And I see from my perspective that online courses need dedication, commitment, and self-discipline. So if you can work on yourself, and if you can work by yourself without like a guide or without a mentor, you can go for online courses. And if you can have this sort of commitment and dedication, you can go for online courses and you're going to have a great progress. Otherwise, you have to go to the offline courses. If you need a guide all the way up and if you need someone to give you advice, so you have to choose the offline courses. And it's not a big deal, it's a matter of personal preferences in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for listening and see you next time.